Yeah, good morning, guys. So only three are there. So I hope Raj, Akshay, and Satish, you have gone through the videos, all the previous videos.
Yeah,
Not fully,
not
but
very
to an
because I
extent.
recently done.
Sorry, one person at a time, please.
Yes, sir, I'm watching, but not completed because I joined recently.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Satish?
Completely, but I can grasp any concepts. Like, I mean, I've already worked on this, so it's just a refreshment for me. But I have not completely gone down, but maybe 50% I would have gone.
Okay. What about Raj and Sachin? Yeah, Raj, have you watched all? I can't hear you, Raj.
Yes, sir, we watched all the videos.
Okay. So, guys, who watched whatever, like whether you completed 50% or entire videos? Any specific questions you have? Like any doubt? Do you think like you are not understanding some point? Any doubt like that?
In comparator and comparable interface, they're
Okay.
actually stuck.
Okay, I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain that. So guys, shall we go by the doubt based session, or shall I repeat you like I'll, when I say repeat the sessions, not all the sessions, like how do I teach exactly, because it takes another 10 days. Okay, so I'll start with the array list and I'll go through like what we have discussed, etc. And in case you'll have a question, you can ask. What do you think? Which way we should go? If you see, like Raj has mentioned that he has some questions on the comparator and comparable. I'll cover that. We'll go doubt by doubt, or we'll go
Oh,
throughout the course content.
I think you can summarize whatever you can within the time frame. Then you later we can address the comparator comparable discussion.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Hi, Bharti. Hope you have gone through the previous videos. Bharti, are you able to hear me? Okay, I think she's having some issues. So let's get started, guys, quickly. So first, we started in this entire session. First, we started what is the need for a collection framework, correct? So why are we going for a collection? Already there is something data called as a something called as a array list and all, right? So why are we going for uh, there is a class called need for collection framework. See, I have already shared this code. If you look at the need for collection framework class, here in this one, I have explained why are we going for a collection framework. Basically, so in Java, we have some arrays. Not only in Java, any programming language, you have an array. Python, .NET, C++, everything, right? So basically the problem in the Java array is, so whenever you're declaring an array, can I declare an array without a size? So it is showing me the compilation error, right? I have to
Yes,
declare a size, and the size should be integer value only. I see if I keep L, what does it mean? It's a long value, correct?
yes, sir.
Now that means, see, is it allowing long value? No. So the
Mm.
reason if you look at the compilation error, see, the value must be provided dimension either expression array initializer. If I mention the 5, 6, L is nothing but long value. So it is showing type mismatch, cannot convert from long to int. That means what is it expecting? It is expecting int. So you can mention only the integer value. So the problem with an array is you have to mention the size of an array, and that should be an integer. But if you are using this kind of a structure in the real-time projects, so for example, if you take an organization, uh, like there will be some people moving out of the organization, the new people will coming to the organization. At any point of time, if you want to see all the employee data, is the employee number dynamic or static? When I say dynamic or static, so today 100 people, tomorrow 95, day after tomorrow 110, and then 120, like that. It can vary. So static means will it be 100 forever, or it can dynamic means will it change? What is the answer, guys? If I take an organization, the employee count, will it change or will it be static?
Yeah, will it change, sir?
It
So it should
change,
be done.
correct? Yeah. For example, if you assume that you created a startup and you thought 1,000 employees will be maximum size, so you have declared an array and your size of the array is 1,000. Maybe after 2 years, the startup is getting good amount of work and all, then the employees will be increasing. So at that time, if the employee numbers is crossed 1,000, so can I say you have to reinitialize the array? Like 1,000 to 200, 2,000, etc. So that's the problem with an array. Every time you need to reinitialize it. So, and then see, if I take an int array, can I add the string data? Can I add the string?
No.
No. So that means only one type of data you can add it. So, you have to declare the size as an int. So the problem is if it is a size is increasing, you cannot reuse the array. You have to reinitialize the array. I mean, for example, I have written a code with an employee array of 1,000. Maybe after 2 years, my employees are incrementing. So I have to initialize the size array. I have to change it from 1,000 to 2,000. Whenever I change the Java code, if I change this 5 to 6, what should I do, guys? Will it work immediately? Or should I compile the program and create a jar and then deploy, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the problem, right? So in order to overcome this problem, the collection framework has been introduced. Now in the collection framework, all these problems will be overcome. In the collection, the parent is iterable. Now in the collection, we have two interfaces, correct? Two naming, collection. And I have in the class, I have shown you guys how to look at the class file and what is a decompiler and how to look at the predefined Java source code. Does anyone has any questions on that?
No,
If
yeah,
you-
fine.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
If you want to look at the Java source code, Control Shift T in the Eclipse. The Control Shift T will give you the class file. It can be predefined Java. It can be your class file also. Not a problem. See, collection. Collection is an interface. Similarly, we have another class called collections. Collections. It's a class. Collections is a class. Collection is an interface. Now, in the collection interface, what is the parent? For a collection interface, what is the parent? Look at here, iterable. So the parent if you look at the notes that I have given, the first diagram talks about first iterable and then collection. Did anyone get a chance to look at my notes?
Yes,
No, sir.
yes.
Yeah. Those who have joined late and do not have the notes, don't worry. I'll share it today. Whatever I have not completely shared, whatever we discussed till what do you call till hash map, I have shared the notes. I'll be sharing with you all again. Okay. So the parent in the collection framework is iterable. So from the iterable, collection framework is coming. And then when I say framework, it is nothing but a group of classes, interfaces, enum files together. Nothing more than that. Okay. See, list is also an interface. Now, generally in the previous, some people don't know how to look at the source code. Some people do not know. So, but here, the best way to learn Java is by looking at the source code. That is what I feel. Instead of writing, see, if you're reading some blog or some website, you cannot dependent on them whether the information is correct or not. But if you're looking at the source code and you are looking at this documentation, can I say these are perfect? Is this the documentation, whatever I have shown here? Can I believe this one?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
it is written by Java creators, correct? Yeah. So better to go with the source code and the Java documentation only instead of websites and all. If you're not getting understanding here, if you're not getting enough information, then go for some other websites. Okay. Now, so from the collection, we have list, set, queue. Map is not extending from collection. So if you look at the map interface, Is the map extending from collection? No. That's the reason if you look at my notes, the diagram does not implement the map. Let me show you quickly. If you look at guys here, look at here, collection, list set to queue. Is the map is getting implemented from collection? No, there is a reason I have not drawn the line. And from the list, see list is an interface. So now whenever you want to use an interface, what you need to do in Java? I have an interface which has some abstract methods. If I want to use it, what should I do?
Implement that interface.
I have to create a class, implement the interface, and override the abstract methods, right? But
Yes.
now if I create a class, now if you next go for the different class here. Now what I thought, already there is a list interface. Now what I will do, so here in this class, if I implement the, see, there is a class called implementation of list. See, if I am implementing a list interface like this, now can I say I have to override all the abstract method present in a list interface?
Yes,
Like
sir.
this, I have to override. But do I know the implementation? What is the size method? What is the contains method? What is the to array and add method, remove method? At this point of time, we may not, correct? So that means, see here, implementing a list interface is not the right choice, correct? Now, if you are implementing, you have to write. If you know what is the add method logic, what is the remove method logic, why do you use the interface? You yourself can create one more interface and use it, right? Why do you use a list interface, right? The problem is we cannot implement a list interface directly because we do not know the logic of all the abstract methods. That's where the Java creators has come up with a different classes called array list, linked list, vector. And see, these classes are implementing a list interface. Hash set, linked hash set, tree set, like there are some set classes, right? All these sets classes are implementing set interface. Similarly, queue also. So now that is the reason we go for an array list. We go for an array list. If you look at an array list, see how to create an array list object. This is the how we array list is a class. Let's look at it. See, array list is a class, correct? And is it implementing a list interface? Yes. List is internally extending collection interface. Collection is extending from iterable, right? Now, since array list is a class, it is implementing a list interface. Now, can I say it has to, say whenever it is implementing a class and it is, if it is not overriding all the abstract methods, what happens to the class? Shall I repeat
It's
my
abstract
question?
class.
Yeah.
It's abstract class.
It becomes an abstract. So you have an interface. That interface has 10 abstract methods. Out of the 10, if you're not overriding at least 2 or 3 methods, then the child class will become abstract. But is your child class abstract here? I mean, like array list is abstract or not?
No.
No. That means, can I say they have overridden all the methods?
Yes.
Yes.
So we don't need to worry about it now. Now, can I happily start using the array list class instead of a list interface? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's see. Now you already know that. I mean, like might be from other institutes or whatever you worked. Array, you know that in order to add a element to array list, we use a add method. Get the data, we use a get method. To remove the data, we use remove method. Array list allows duplicates. Array list is ordered. Correct. Array list increments the size by 50%. Can I say this? All these things, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bharati, I hope you are following me, right? Any questions?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah. No question now.
Sorry, I spelled your name wrongly. Should I call you Govindarajan?
No, Bharati only. My name is Bharati.
Okay, sorry.
Last name.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So, see, these are the things like hash map is a key value. Hash map does not allow duplicates. Hash map is not ordered. Hash set does not allow duplicates. This, can I say, everyone will tell you? Whoever knows Java at least, can I say all these things will be told by anyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is how it is not allowing, how it is ordered. That is what we have learned in the first class. Now, if you look at so array list is a collection framework. That means it can, whatever the problem in the array, that has to be overcome. So that means if I create an array list class constructor with a 5, I should be able to add more than 5 elements. Then only I can say that whatever the problem in the array, I have overcome the problem, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let us see if you execute the program, it works. The reason is all the collection frameworks, like maximum of the collection framework, can grow dynamically. Now, how it will grow? What is the internal implementation of add method, remove method? Let's see. Now, the internal data. What is the internal data structure of array list?
Objects array.
Object array. That means if you want to know what is happening internally, can I say where should I start looking at it? When from the constructor, correct? Whenever you see, you can look at the class directly, but whenever you look at a constructor, that's where the memory gets allocated, right? So you see here from the array list class, I'm creating an object. From this object, the constructor will be invoked. Look at here, initial capacity. So they are writing here, this dot element data equal to new object array. What does it mean? New object followed by array means, if it is an int array, int a equal to new int of bracket I'll keep. Here object of bracket I'm keeping means what this element data type, it's a variable. What this variable, is it an integer? No, it's an object array. So the internal data structure of a array list is object array. Now, so, and after that, we are using a add method, remove method, etc. Right? Let us look at. See, we are using a add method to add a data. Now, see, here add method should take some element. Now, this element, where do you need to store? Whatever the add method is taking, where do you want to store? You know the internal data structure, correct? What is the internal data structure of array list?
Object.
Object array.
Object array. Now, whatever the data that you are passing to the add method, where you want to store?
The array.
In the array. How do
Array.
you store the data in an array?
Sequential.
Can I say
Session
array
and
name?
index.
Can I say array name followed by index equal to the value that you passed, correct?
Yes.
Now, if you look at just now, we looked at the constructor. What is the internal data structure name? Array. But what is the reference variable name? Element data, correct?
Yeah.
So whenever you pass first time, whenever you call add method, where the data will go by default? 0th index,
Zero
correct?
position.
So see, element data array name followed by index equal to 10. Next, whenever you call, the index will be incremented, correct? Next, whenever you call, the index will be incremented. Can I say this is how it happens internally?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do your, like you want to write, since you know the internal data structure, you know add method. Can't you write it on your own?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's see that. So that is what? See, custom array list. I have created a class and constructor. Now, what is the internal data structure? Object array. What's the array name? A. Now, whenever I am wanted to add the data, here in the add method, what should I do? See, A of 1, I have to, see, first whenever I call the put data, I have to put A of 0 equal to whatever the element that you passed, obj. But here, if I hard code the index like this, can I say every time 0th element will be replaced?
Yeah.
So in order to do this, what did I do? I have created a variable called index. It's a global variable. Now what I'm doing, I'm checking if the index is, so I'm just adding the index. So first time whenever I call, it will go to the 0. See, what is the intention whenever you are using a array list? First element should go into the 0. Second element should go into 1. That means, do you want to increment that variable so that you can
Yes.
get it, right? See, that is what I'm doing. Index plus plus. Done. Now, for example, my array list size is 5. Now, see, you know that array list gets incremented 50% whenever the size is reached. Now the question is, how is that happening? How do I know whether the size is reached? If you look at here, first thing, see, whenever the size is 5, how many max elements I can add? Can I say 5 elements? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you look at here in the internally, we have started index equal to 0 at a global level, correct? After adding one element. So that means first, if you look at the custom array list code, first what I'm doing, a of 0 equal to obj, done. After that, I'm incrementing the value. That means first time whenever you call the add method, first you insert the data at 0th position and then index value will become 1, right? Now see here, after executing this line number, this one, what is the index value?
0.
After completion.
After it will be incremented. It will be 1. Yeah.
See here, it will go to the add method and then see, sorry, it is predefined add method. Let us look at here. See here, first a of 0 equal to 10. After that, index plus plus. That means index will become 1, correct? After adding the element, right? So similarly, second time whenever you call, you will put the data into 1 and then index will become 2. Third time, index will become 3. Next, index will become 4. Now here, whenever you are adding the data, first to see index is 4, you will add the data into 4th position, correct? And then index will become 5. Okay. Now, what is your size, array list size?
5.
5.
Okay, but what is your index?
So
5.
16.
No,
5.
index is 5, right? Now that means,
Index
can I
is
say if my index is equal to or greater than the array size, can I say I have reached my capacity? My array list
Yeah.
is full, correct? So that is what
Yes.
we are writing here. So if you look at here, index is, now first of all, you see, whenever you say array list size is 5, are you incrementing after array list size after adding the one element? No. Are you incrementing after adding 2 elements? No. You are incrementing only when the array list is full, correct?
Yes.
Now, how do you know array list is full? Now, this is a logic I am writing. If my index is equal to array dot size, correct?
Yeah.
I can definitely say that my array list is full. There is no place to add a new element. See, index is, what is the internal data structure? Array. So a dot length. See, enter new size equal to old size plus 50%. Right? So that means with this new size, what I'm doing, look at here. If you look at the code, I'm creating a new array with a new size and then copying that, see, using the for loop, I created a new array with a new size. Okay. If my initial size is 5, what happens? The new size is 5 plus 5 by 2, which is nothing but 5 plus 2, which is nothing but 7. So new size is 7, correct? Done. So so now with the new size, what I need to do, I am creating an array. Done. Now after that, where is my data is present? In the A, correct? So I am copying the data from A to OBJ. Look at here, A to AR, done. After that, why am I reassigning it here? If I do not see, my old array A does not have a place, but the new array AR is having a place. But if you look at the line number 35, which array you are using to add the data? A. So that's the reason I am reassigning, so that A will have the data, or A will have the data and as well as a new place to add the new elements. So this is a user defined code. This can be replaced. This is how, just as a developer, we will write. But this Java creators has simplified. They are using a method called arrays.copyof. You pass the array, old array which has the data, and then the new size. What it will do, it will create a new array and it will, with a new size, whatever you mentioned here, it will copy the data from this array to the new array and it will return. So this is what happening in an add method.
So will it increase 2 size each and every time when we add new element?
No. See here now, what is the size here? New size?
7.
Okay.
7.
That means, so now whenever you're, now let's go here. Now you're calling this method. Okay. Now what is your index? Now where it will go first? Index equal to 5, correct?
Yeah.
In 5th position, can I say first I will int and add the data? See, before adding a data, you will go here. What is the index now? Whenever it is 5 and your
5.
array dot length is 5, it is equal. So you are increase the size to 7. Now after adding the 5, your index will become 6, correct?
Yeah.
So now here index will become 6 and here now. Now again, assume that you are calling the same method again. I mean, like you are calling the add method again. Now what happens in, so now it will go into the same method, right? Now what is the index value now?
6.
What is array length?
7.
7.
7. Is it greater than or equal? No. That means, is it incrementing? No, because you have, see, your array size is 7. You have totally, you added only 6 elements. Sorry, 5 elements. Now currently you are adding a 6th element. That means you have one more position to add it, correct? So it will add it here. Now you will add it here. That means, are you incrementing? No. You are incrementing only when the capacity is full. Now, after adding the 6th element, what is your index? 7. Now, whenever you are adding a 7th element, I mean 8th element, the index is 7. Now again, if you look at here, 7 equal to 7, true? Then again you are incrementing. What is the length? 7. 7 plus 7 by 2. 7 plus 7 by 2. What happens? 7 plus 7 by 2 is nothing but 3. 7 plus 3. Your new size will be 10, correct? Again, whenever you are adding a 10th element, the data will be, the size will be incremented. Hope you understand.
Yeah, but okay. So each and every time when we add the new element, the sizing, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I thought actually it will increment only 1, but as per this formula, it incrementing.
Every time,
and
whenever the size is incremented. See, you tell me whenever I'm, see, first initially, do you understand till 4?
Yes.
Till here, you understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, whenever I'm adding this 5th element here, at this point of time, whenever I'm adding 70, what is the initial size? 5. What is my index? 5. So can I
5.
say this logic is there inside the add method, correct? It gets executed every time. Am I right?
Correct.
So 5 equal to 5. Is it true?
Yes.
Now, what is the new size will become? 5 plus 5 by 2. Can I say new size will become 7?
Yeah.
Okay. With the 7, what?
Yeah,
See,
yeah, that's what my question. I mean, it increasing 2, right? I mean, 2 size,
not
right?
it is not 2. When I say 2 sides means?
Initially the size was 5, then after entering into this method, it's becoming 7, right?
Yes.
The new size.
Because you have, see, initial size is 5 and you have added already 5 elements. You're trying to add 6th element. There is no place, correct? So that's where you have to grow dynamically. So now it is, see, what is the percentage? 50% I am incrementing, correct?
Okay.
So 5 plus 5 by 2. 5 plus 2, correct? And it becomes 7. Now, that means now in your array, how many elements you can add? Till 7 elements you can add, correct? Currently, you are adding 6th element, right?
Correct. So here is my question. I mean, instead of 6, why we are increasing to 7 when we add dynamically? Is there any?
This, what is if you look at the array list, array list grows dynamically by 50%, right?
Okay. So
if you want, you can change it to 100%. If you want to 100, then what do you need to do? Just remove these 2, correct?
These 2, yeah. 2, yes.
Or if you want to do 70%, or you can do by 3, not a problem.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is a concept of array list, right? Array list increments by 50%.
Okay.
So, and it does the copy using this method.
Okay.
Now let's, I hope everyone understand. I take that silence as a yes, guys. If you have, let me know. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Now let's come to the get method. In the get method, what happens? Generally, get method, tell me what happens. If you want to use the get method, how do you use?
You pass the index and get the value on the index.
Yeah. If your size of array list is 5, you have added. And so that means you can add 10 elements total. See, though your size is 5, can you add 10 elements into array list?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
because that is the advantage of array list, right? Yeah. So assume that you in your array list, you have around 10 elements. Now you're trying to get a 15th element. Is it possible? Get of 15.
anything below 0 and anything greater than the size, it has to be throwing.
Yes.
And the
That
exception.
means in the get method, can I say I have to handle that exception? Yes.
Yes,
How do I
yes.
handle it? Get method takes one integer index. Now what I need to check if that index is less than or equal to 0 or greater than the inner data structure, which is nothing but a dot size. Then I have to throw the exception, correct? Let us see get method. See, get method. So I have written a check. Inside check, what happens? Look at here. Is greater than length, less than or equal to 0. Then index not found exception. If it is not, for example, if I say I have around 10 elements in the array list, and I want to say get of 2. That means you are getting a data at second position. What does it mean? Actually, where is your data? In the array. How to get a data from an array? Array name followed by index, correct? So that is what we are doing. Array name, which is nothing but a, and followed by the index. Index is nothing but whatever the user is passing. So this is a get method implementation, right? Any questions on get? Yes, no?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let's look at the remove method. What does the remove method takes? I'm talking about a predefined array list.
It will remove that element.
Yeah, the remove method takes, there are two methods remove, right? Which takes an integer, which takes an object, right? So generally what happens if you have an array list, let me write here somewhere. If you have an array list like this, okay. If I want to remove this element, what happens? After, see, this is what original array list, okay. You are doing remove of 2. Can someone tell me the output after performing this line? What is the output?
10, 20, 40, 50, 60.
40, 50, 60. That means, can I say your third index element is coming into
Second.
in the
position.
correct? Okay. Now fourth is coming into third, fifth is coming into fourth, correct? And the last one will become null, right? So that you can next ever, whenever you say add method, where it will go in the 5 position, it will be adding, correct? So that means whenever you are performing a left shift remove method, what is happening? It is performing a left shift. Look at here. This is coming into this. This is coming into this. This is coming into this, correct? So in the array list, whenever you remove an element, left shift operation will happen, right? So how do I know how many shift operations I need to do, correct? So if you have to implement this, how do you do, guys? If I have to implement this, how do I do with the just for loops? This is the array you have already, which has the data. Now I will say remove of 2. That means in your new data structure, the 2 elements should not be there. Remaining all should be there. How? Can I say before, see, this is the index to be deleted. So before, see, I will create this is the original array where the data is there, A. Okay. Now I will create a new array AR. Okay. Now before this index to be deleted is 2. Now can I say before this number, before this index, I should copy as it is, correct? To the new array from old array.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now whenever it is equal to this one, then what should I do? Old array of plus 1 to the new array of this one, correct? So if I write for loop, for I equal to 0, I less than a dot size, I plus plus. Okay. Now, if I less than index to be deleted, less than or equal to, okay, or less than, let's keep less, index to be deleted. If it is less means I equal to 0. Can I say 0 less than 2? Is it true? Yes. Then what should I do? AR of I equal to A of I, correct? Done. Again, I plus plus. I will become 1. 1 less than 2. Is it true? Yes. AR of I, that means 20 you are copying, done. Now what happens? I equal to 2, 2 less than 2, is it true? Is it true? It is false, correct? Whenever it is false, can I say else block? Yes. Now, whenever it is false, what you need to do? You want to delete this. Whenever you are deleting this, what are you doing? In the new array, third element of an old array is coming into the second position, right? Can I write like this? AR of I equal to A of I plus 1?
A of I plus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this way, 2 plus 1, 3 will come into 2 position. Now, I will be incrementing. I will become 3. 3 plus 1, 4 will come into 3 position. I will become 4. 4 plus 1, 5 will come into 4 position, correct?
Yes.
So this is how I can write, right? So, but this is a user defined code, correct? Let's see. If you look at here, I might have removed it here somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So that is a user defined code I have to write, but this is how I can write it. But the problem is, again, you are copying and then creating, right? This is a user defined code. In order to get rid of this, we have a method called, there is a class called system. In that, there is a method called array copy, system.array copy method. Whatever you are doing here, it will do the same thing. But you just need to give how many shift operations. Now, guys, I'm deleting second position. Now, instead second position, let's move. If I delete 0th position, how many shift operations I need to do?
5.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means, and if I, instead of 0, if I delete 1, how many shift operations?
4.
4. So let's come up with a formula. Number of shift operations equal to A dot length minus index to be deleted minus 1. Now, for example, if I am deleting 1, so what is the length of array? What is the length of array?
5.
Is it 5 or 6? You have 0.
6.
6. Minus which element I am deleting? Which index? 1. Minus 1. So what is the number of shift operations? 4. Is it matching with the diagram?
Yes.
Now let us do this one. So what is the now? Array size is 6 only. Now which index I am deleting? 0. 6 minus 0 minus 1, which is nothing but 5. Correct? Now let us, instead of this one, let us delete this position. 6. So whenever you're deleting the last position, do you need a shift operation?
No.
From the diagrammatic perspective?
No, not.
No. So, and from the formula, look at here. 6 minus index to be deleted 5 minus 1. 6 minus 6, 0. That means when you need to do the shift operations, when this formula is giving greater than 0, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the reason, in order to do the shift operations, we have one method called system.array copy. That's the reason we are doing. See here, number of shift operations equal to, see, and whenever you're doing a remove method, what happens? Again, you need to check. If my size of array is 10, they can ask you to delete 12th position. Is it possible?
No.
They can ask you to delete minus 1 position. Is it possible?
No.
So where have we got this scenario? In the get method. So can I call the get method, right? I'm calling the get method. See, it is checking the first, whether your index is less than 0 or greater than the length. It will throw the exception. If not, it will get the data at that position and then it will return. That I'm storing in a object, because remove method will return the object that is deleted. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before doing it, I'm taking the object. Done. Now, so here number of shift operations I have done. So if it is greater than 0, I'm using, I'm calling the system.array copy. This system.array copy, what it will do? It will do exactly like it will copy the data from old array to the new array. So here, if you look at the parameters here, so first it is taking source. Where is source is nothing but where is my original data? A, correct? I have added. Source position, look at here. Source position means whenever you're doing, see if I'm deleting this 2, whenever I'm deleting the second position, just give me a minute, guys. So whenever I wanted to delete the second position, 3 is coming into 2. That means if I look at my index is 2, what is my source position? Can I say 3? And what is my destination position? It's 2, correct? So if I take this one as a I, can I say I plus 1? I 2I? Look at here, the same thing I have mentioned. See, I want to delete, index to be deleted is 2. Then what is my source position? Index to be deleted plus 1. And what is my destination array? I'm not giving a new array. I'm giving the same array. And what is the destination position? Index to be deleted. And how many times you need to perform this? Number of shift operations. Hope you understand.
Yeah, I have one question, not with respect to the logic or the collection. Why did the Java creators had a array copy in the system and the arrays.copy in the arrays class as a static?
So see, system, see, it's a static method.
Correct.
If you look
But
at here, the implementation is in the operating system for this.
Correct. But in the system.copy, arrays.copy where you did the add, right? It was in the arrays class.
Yeah.
This is in the system class. So why did
See,
the Java creators
that
create
is not a static method directly. Okay, let me show you.
arrays.copy which you showed?
Yeah. Is it is it a native method?
This is not native, but it is a static. But yeah, it is not native.
Yeah. So generally, system class, like say system.out.println, right? It's this class is loaded by operating system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is about a remove method. Now, if someone is asking you like, and one more thing, whenever you're printing an array list, if I do any object, see here in Java, using the system.out.println, I can print an object. So whenever I print an object, what happens?
ToString method is called.
Object.
So it will what is the default implementation of a ToString method?
It's a package class and then hash
Package
code.
name.
Yeah, package name followed by class name followed by some hexadecimal number. But if I am printing an array list object or collection object, I'm not getting that. That means they have overridden the ToString method, right?
String method.
Yeah. So similarly, in the custom array list also, we have implemented. See, that means you don't need to worry about like what is the implementation, correct? See, if you know the functionality, can't we write? Yes. See here, I have overridden the ToString method. In the ToString method, what is the functionality of a printing? See, what is the content of array list? You need to. You can use the iterator, you can use the for loop. See, internal data structure is array. I'm iterating over a for loop and adding the data to a string buffer. And then I'm returning the string buffer at the end. That means my custom array list is also behaving like an array list. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, if someone is asking you about what is write a program, so can you implement or can you tell me the internal implementation of a contains method? What do you need to do? Array list. See, we have a array list dot contains method, right? Now, I assume that I have an array list called L, and it has data like this: L dot add 10, L dot add 30. Okay. Now I will write L dot contains 20. What is the output of this statement? True. So that means what are you doing? Just think about it. What might be the implementation?
You need to check the value, iterate and check the value. If it is there, then you can return true.
So iterate means what do you iterate?
Iterate the array list.
Okay. So
and compare the value and get each.
So can I say the internal data structure of array list is array only. So this 10,
Correct.
20, 30, where it will store? In the array.
Element data.
So yeah, that element data or whatever the name. You have to iterate over the element data, and each position you need to compare with the user defined value. If it is matching, return true. If it is not matching, return false, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and if I ask you the size method, see, what is the implementation of a size method? Now here,
It's going
if
to
I
return the
print
index.
Teacher on which side?
L dot size, what should I return? I mean, like, you tell me the output of this L dot size.
3, 1.
3.
Three,
Okay.
correct? Yeah. So if I want you to implement a size method, how do you do?
Iterate an index, or it is already in the index, right? Whatever you
Yeah.
have written.
One
Like
way is
index.
to return the index, or what is another way? Can I say size is giving you the length, correct?
Array length. We can.
So can I say
That
return element data dot length, correct?
length. Yeah. Yeah.
So that means your thinking should be in terms of whatever the method they ask, whatever the functionality they ask, you need to understand how to work on that array, because the data that is getting stored internally is an array only, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Array out.
So yeah, that's about the array list. Any questions? So this itself has taken around 1 week for me to explain. This is a summary, guys. If you want in-depth, like, see, in the classes also I explain the same way. But
I think you very well summarized, sir. I mean, it's good.
yeah. So if you need more details, guys, you just watch the video again. And if while you're watching, if you get any question, don't you don't need to wait for a backup class again. In the regular classes itself, you can ask me the question. I may be answering in the starting of the class or ending of the class, but you can ask me at any point of time. Any question, you can watch any of the videos that are completed so far, and you can ask the question at any day. So you understand, right? This one, shall we go for a hash map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so after this, we started discussing about a hash map. So is the hash map comes under a collection framework?
No.
No, right? Because why it is not coming under collection framework?
It's not implement the collection. It's implement map.
Yeah. So
Maybe. Yeah.
so the map interface is not extending from collection interface, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Now, see, what are the basics that you know from map?
Storing key value.
Yeah, go ahead. Map has
It
two
has a
things, right?
key and value.
Key and value
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
Okay, and so does the hash map allow duplicates?
Yes. Tell us.
Okay, duplicates
Key don't
Key is
allow
not
value.
duplicated, sir.
Okay, so key cannot be duplicated, but value can be duplicated, correct? Now see, and similarly, map is an interface. Can I say map will also have some abstract methods, right? Can I implement directly a map instead of using a hash map? I know that there is a map interface. If I can use that map interface, what is the problem?
You have to implement every methods in the.
We don't know the logic, correct? So that's where the Java creators has come up with a class called hash map, linked hash map, tree map, etc. Okay. So now hash map is a class. So that's the reason we use hash map class, correct? Now, so you guys tell me what might be the internal implementation of a hash map. The one who watched the previous videos, what is the internal implementation of a hash map? Okay, let's look at how do I know if I want to study a data structure internal implementation? What do I do? I should create a
class you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I should look at the real class and then create an object and see, correct?
Correct. Right.
Yeah, let's look at here. Can I say this H1 is a hash map object? Yeah. Whenever I do this, so in the hash map, you have two things, correct? Key and then value. Now let's go to the constructor. If you go to the constructor, there is something called loading factor. You are not able to understand much. Let's go up. There is something called node. Here.
Node is the inner class in the hash map.
Yes, yes. Let me show you guys. Yeah. If you look at here, what is a table? Can I say it's a reference variable? It can be anything. It can I write instead of table, can I write Karthik?
Yes, sir.
So if I take int I equal to 10, in place of I, can I write int Karthik equal to 10?
Yeah.
So whether it's an I or Karthik, what it is, it's a variable name. Here, if you look at here table, what does it mean? It's a variable name. But if I say int I equal to 10, I is what type of a variable?
Int.
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 So here table is a variable. What is the type of a variable here? It's a what type?
Node.
Node,
type.
correct? And is it an array or normal variable?
Sorry.
It's an array. Now we need to know what is a node, correct? Is it an interface or class or enum, what it is, correct? Let's click on this node. Is it a class? Yes. So now why are we going for it? So that means the internal data structure of hash map is node array, right? The internal data structure, implementation of a hash map is node array. Now, why are we going for a node array? Why not? In the array list, we are using an object array, correct? So why are we going for node array? The question. The reason for that is in the array list, whenever you are calling an add method, how many elements you are passing to array list?
The index one.
One object.
Only one object. It can see, you can, is it a mandatory that you have to pass only the integer object or any, you can pass employee, user defined object also, but at any point of time, you are passing only one.
Correct.
See, whether it's a user defined object or integer object or primitive wrapper class, for all these classes, what is our parent? What is the parent for all the classes in Java?
Object.
Object. So that means if I take the object array, I can store anything, correct?
Yes.
So now in the hash map, how many elements you are passing? Key is one element, value is another element. Can you club these two and put it in an object array?
No.
So there are two. See, for example, if why are you going for a class? First of all, it's an encapsulation, right? Say, for example, I have an employee. So employee ID will be there, name will be there, employee mobile number will be there. So why are you creating a class? Can I say all the employee characteristics you want to hold together? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now in future, we can add some more elements also. See, employee is there. Employee has an employee ID, employee name, mobile number. I'm creating a class. And for this employee ID integer variable, name is string, mobile number is long variable. I'm creating a setter getters. Whenever a new employee comes, I will create an employee object. And then I'll pass this employee ID name and then mobile number. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
in future, if you are getting one more something called Aadhaar card number, so you will go to the class and you will add one more variable. Similarly, so here the employee class is holding multiple variables together, right?
Hmm.
So in the hash map also similar kind of a structure is there. I have a key element and then value element. How can I store, how can I hold these values together? I need to create a class. Am I right? And that class should hold the key and then value. That class is nothing but a node. If you look at here, node is a class. And what it is holding, look at here, key. And what is a value? It's a value. That means it is holding key element, value element. Apart from that, it is holding something called hash and the next method, next also. So that means the internal data structure of a hash map is node array, and then it is not an object array. I hope you got to know why.
Yeah, yeah.
So guys, is it okay if I continue, or will it become
No, it's
more?
okay. You can continue, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. So now here in that means the node array is there. Now how does the hash map will work is in order to so whenever it's in the hash map, put method is there. Put Karthik, or let us take A 1 2 3. So what happens in a inside a put method? First, this can I say this is a key? It's a key, correct?
Yes.
And this is
Yes.
value. Okay. So what is the first thing that you need to do? For key, find out hash code. Okay. And then hash code divided by 16 or some other calculation. I will write some other calculation. And then this will give you index. At this index position, create node object and store. Okay. Now here can say, how do you find out a hash code for a object, guys?
Hash method.
Yeah,
Hash
hash
code.
code method. Where is that hash code method?
In object class.
Object class.
No object class. See here, whichever the object that you want to call, you have to call the hash code method. Okay. Now, if it is a string, now here I have given A is a string. So generally, the hash code for a string is nothing but it's an ASCII value. Okay. So in one of the class, see here, what is SAB, S2 AB. Now S1. Now if I say if or else let me do this out S equal to S1. What is the output, guys? Look at the carefully these 4 lines. Look at this, all these 5 lines and answer my question here. Is it true or false?
False.
Okay, why it is false?
I think it will validate. Both will have.
One
the
is
different
created in the
hash code.
heap and other is in the new string.
Yeah.
Won't be in the heap.
But if I try to print s dot hash code and s1 dot hash code, what it will print?
Different hash code.
Will it print the same value or different value?
Different.
Okay, let's try. Everyone agrees with it that it provides a different value or same value?
May provide it will provide the same value because the value will be the one which is determines the hash code, right?
That is what I am asking you. I can explain, but I am
I
just
think
checking.
it will print the same value because.
But here, what it will print? See here, do you understand the difference? Here I am creating an employee object. Here I am creating a string object. Now, what is the output of 11 and 12? Is it same or different?
Different.
Okay. Now, what is the output of line number 69, 18?
That will be the same.
Okay. Why it is different here? Why it is same here? Those who watched my all videos, they should be able to answer this.
New keyword will create
New keyword equals
will give new value.
Yes, yes, it will
No,
give
the
new.
primary, yeah, I mean, you are referencing that, right? You are not, it will be in the heap and it will be referred to the reference alone.
So
Is
I am
empty.
not asking about this line. Okay, I am asking about. See,
Okay,
you
okay,
guys
okay.
said here the value is different, correct? And here the value is same. Why it is same? And why it is there different there? The guys who watched my videos should be able to answer it. Just try to recollect it. So whenever I say hash code, where is the hash code method first?
Object.
Object class, correct? Now let us run this program and see. Yeah. Let me put a breakpoint here. See, it is returning the employee ID. Okay. Now, okay, let us create a different class because I have overridden the hash code method. I don't want to show you that. Let us use a different class called department. I'm creating one more class called department. Okay. Now let's, instead of employee, let's copy these lines of code. Let us debug. Let me put a breakpoint here. I'm calling it department. See, one object I created, another object now. If I say d.hashcode, d1.hashcode, if you look at the output, is it same or different? Yeah, is it same or different?
Different.
Different, correct? Okay, that means, so whenever I say hash code, which class our hash code method is calling here? Object class, correct? Now here S1 equal to AB, S2 equal to AB. Let us continue. S hash code. See 2081. S1 is also AB. S1 dot hash code. It is calling 2081. Why it is coming same here? Is it coming same? First of all, same. See, both the place, it's a new keyword only I have used, but still the hash code is same. So what is happening here? Can someone guess what might have happened?
String class overridden score.
So in the string class, they might have overridden the hash code method, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if whenever they are overriding the hash code, let us look at here. If you look at the hash code methods here, now here, let's put a cursor here. See, do you see any implementation, any logic here, or just an explanation?
Explanation.
Okay.
Everything you
Now if you look at here, do you see the logic explanation, some logic also?
Yeah.
That means in the string class, string is a class, they might have overridden the hash code method. Whenever you override the method, overridden method will be called, correct? Instead of parent class method, right? If you look at here, what is the logic? S of 0 multiplied by 31 to the power of n minus 1. S of 1 multiplied by 31 to the power of n minus 2, correct? Now let us look at, what is your string you have given? String S equal to AB. Can I say whether you give string s equal to AB or string s, new string of s equal to AB, your hash code is depending on what? Your string value only, correct? For a string specifically, if it is an employee, that's different. It is going to the object class. But if it is a string object, how they find out, how they are calculating the hash code? Based on the value that you have provided. Am I right?
Yeah.
In both the scenarios, what is the string? AB. Now, how can I calculate the hash code? String s equal to AB means, how can I say string is nothing but a character array, correct? See, 0th position is A, one position is B, correct? Now, what is the formula? S of 0 multiplied by 31 to the power of n minus 1 plus S of 1 multiplied by 31 to the power of n minus 0, like that. Okay. Now, what is this n, guys? What is the size? 2, correct? What is this array size? Character, string is nothing but character array. Am I right? Yeah, S of 0 is nothing but what? A. A multiplied by 31 to the power of 2 minus 1. S of 1 is nothing but B multiplied by 31 to the power of 2 minus 2. Okay. Now, A multiplied by 31 to the power of 2 minus 1 is 1 plus B multiplied by 31 to the power of 0. What is the value of anything to the power 0?
1.
1. That is a mathematics basic, correct? Now,
This is
anything
hexadecimal.
to the power of 1 is same, 31. Now, what is the ASCII value of A? 65 multiplied by 31 plus B 66 multiplied by 1, which is nothing but 66 plus, so what is the value of 65 multiplied by 31? Let's do quickly. 65 multiplied by 31, 2015. 2015 plus 66, correct? 2081. Am I getting the same thing?
Yeah.
So that means, so for a string, specifically for a string class, how the hash code will be calculated? Based on the value that you have supplied, correct? It doesn't matter whether it's a new object or string literal, whatever it is. So that means here, if the hash code is same, does the string objects are same? You might have read one statement. If the hash code is same, it does not mean that the objects are same, correct?
Yeah.
Now here, can I prove that? See, if I do system.out.println s equal to s1, if you are thinking that this double equals is comparing hash code, I should get true, correct? See, what is I am getting false. That means, can I say I have proven that the double equals will not compare a hash code? Am I right?
Yeah.
If it is comparing hash code, what is the output of line number 25?
True.
But is it coming true? No. So the double equals will compare the memory reference. Now, what is a memory reference? Memory reference is something, see, whether the S variable and S1 variable is pointing it to the same memory location or not. Here, S1 is pointing it to the heap memory. S is pointing it to the string constant pool. These two are different locations. Hence, it is returning false. So that means the concept here is, if someone is asking you if the hash code is same, does that mean if the objects are equal? No. If the hash code is same, how do you know the objects are equal? You have to look at the equals method. That is where the hash code and equals contract comes into picture, right? So this I have explained furthermore in the recordings. Just please listen to the recordings if you are interested. Any questions on string hash code, how it is calculated now?
Is that same thing applies for string buffer builder also?
I haven't seen whether they have implemented the toString method or not. Just look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's a immutable, but there is a mutable.
Yeah, that
correct?
was, yeah, this is immutable, that is mutable, right? So
yes, whenever you are muting a mutable, you can pass, for example, I haven't seen, might be they have implemented. So if they are overriding the string buffer, then it might be the same thing. String buffer, have they implemented hash code? No.
No, they are not.
They have not overridden.
They give like the, they'll behave like the object, whatever the department.
So look at here. See, you have to look at in the, see, if it is not here in this class, it might be in this class also, correct?
Okay.
No. Just look at, just try, create a string buffer and see what is happening. Okay.
Mm.
Generally, if it is a mutable, they don't implement it. If it is a
Mhm.
immutable, then only they'll write.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's come back to the hash map. In the hash map, so first we'll call the, whenever you are calling a put method, whatever the given key, for this key, you will calculate the hash code. Now we know how to calculate a hash code, right? Then after that, see here, if you look, why are we going for this second step? Hash code divided by 16 or some other calculation to find out index. Why are we going? If you look at here, see in the hash map, whenever I'm passing a key, is the key always should be a string or can any object?
Any object.
Here I am mentioned string. Can I keep here instead of string department?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm using a department, what is the hash code I got? This long number, correct? So, so the internal data structure of a hash map is node array. So creating a, like at this position, is it possible to have this position in the array? It's a long value, correct? Can you have this position in the node array?
No.
No, right? Not possible. So that's the reason to reduce it, we are using this calculation. After this calculation, we found that. Now in this example, what is the hash value of A? 65, correct? Divided by 16. What is the index you will get? 4. At 4 index, you will store the object. Now, how do you store the object? We store, we will 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. At store, how do we store? What is the internal data structure? Node array. What does the, when I say no, see, when I say int array, what this will accept? Can I pass the string object to this?
No.
Can I pass the employee object to this?
No.
I can only pass int object. Now the internal data structure is node array. That means what it should accept? Node object only, correct?
Yeah.
So now the inner class you have seen node class, right? In the node class, if do you see this constructor is present?
Yes.
Now what is the value? Do you know hash code? You calculated just now. What is the hash code? 65. What is the key? Key is capital A. What is the value? 1, 2, 3. Next is null. So can I create an object? Yes. That means here 65 A 1, 2, 3 null. That means in the put method, what is happening? First, you are calculating a hash code divided by 16 or some other calculation. You are finding out an index, and that at that index, what are you storing? You are storing a node object, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Any questions so far?
So
Okay,
one
now-
question,
Yeah.
the number 16, right? Internal implementation, I saw that it is internal, that static variable. It's always
Yes.
16.
Yes.
Is there a way we can override the 16 instead of 16
No.
bucket? I mean, index is 16. I can't go. I can't.
No, it is
change
not
the
like
16
it
to
is not
16.
just a 16. Let's see. So there is a right shift operation is also happening. Let me show you that.
Mhm.
If you look at here, hash key, correct? If you look at
Mhm.
here, that is the reason I told some calculations. See, is this what is it? Can I say it's a shift operation?
Yeah,
It's,
here it is.
and
They are
this is,
hard-coded 16. right?
yeah, they have hard coded it, but can I say it's
Yeah.
a to the power, correct? See, hash
Correct,
code, whatever the hash code to
but
the power 16. Yeah.
my question was, I can't change the 16 anywhere through my constructor or anything, correct? So
Yes, you cannot.
when I say, okay, that's the way it is internally implemented. 16 is going to be the factor.
Yes, because the default capacity of a hash map is 16.
Okay, got it. And
Okay.
the array list,
But-
the default thing is 10.
10, yes. But array list, you can create a, even though it is a default 10, you can create your own like 5, 10 also,
Correct,
like
correct.
15 also.
And here there is something called a factor that is 75%.
Loading
is the
factor,
default.
yes.
Loading
So that
factor.
means, see, when does the array list increments?
It
If my
reaches
array
full.
list size is 5, when it will increment? Whenever you're adding 6th element only, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, but in the hash map, The loading factor is
75%.
0.75. What does it mean is the default capacity of array list is 16. Whenever the 75% of a hash map is filled, then only it will increment. So how do I
Here
come
also-
to that? No, 75% means after adding the one element. See, 1 by 16, what is the percent? Something. 2 by 16. Like that, whenever I do 13 by 16, it will go to 0.81. So this is greater than 0.75. Hence, whenever you are adding a 13th element, the hash map capacity will be increased.
So here also this 75 cannot be modified, right? 16 and
No.
75 is going to be
This is a
hard-coded in that
default.
way.
Yeah, this is also hard coded. Yes, you can see that loading factor variable.
Maybe you can search by number 75.
Yeah. Default loading factor. Yeah. Okay. Now let me add one more element. Now I will say hash map dot put dot z comma 5 6 7 8. So you tell me what happens whenever I do this first.
And it takes the ASCII value of
65 plus 26, correct?
Mhm.
91. Can I say hash code for Z is 91, correct? And then 91 by 16. What is the value? Something around 4, 5 or 4, correct? 91 divided by 16. Yeah, 5.6.
Yes.
That means it's a 5. Now at fifth index, what do they do now? Can I say they'll create a node object? So this is 91 Z 6 7 8 and this is null. Done. Now let's do one more element. Put of B comma 890. You tell me what is the ASCII value of B
36.
divided by 16. What is the value?
4.
But at 4, do you have already one node?
Yes. So
This problem is
remove
called
that.
as, yeah, this problem is called as
Collision.
collision.
Yeah, they
It will
remove
not
the null
remove.
and-
Yeah.
I mean, they will,
The-
the null reference they will connect and go to the next
Yes,
node. and
yes.
create.
In case of collision, what is a collision? So whenever you are trying to insert a node at that insert a node at one index, at that index already one node is present. That is called as a collision. In case of overcome a collision, internally the hash map follows the linked list approach. That means they will create a node again here. One more. They'll create a node. In the recent classes, we have seen how to create a linked list. Correct? Hope you are aware, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How to iterate over the linked list also. Now, does it make sense? Like how to insert a element? Yeah. So 890. Now, how do I assign this value to this one? Can you say this one is a 65th node, correct? 65th dot next equal to this 66, correct? Now replace this one. This n dot next equal to n1 something, correct?
Correct.
So this is how the
Same
linked
as
list
again
approach
first,
will be followed. Yeah. See, earlier when I was explaining that time, you guys do not know linked list, but recently we completed a linked list. So does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. One question, sir. The mod operation which you are selecting, right? I mean, the 4 or 5, whatever it comes, correct?
Hmm.
If my values which I am going to insert in the hash map, is it going to hit the same mod like 4444? Then in this hash map, that part of linked list grows more,
Yes,
right? Than in
that is a problem.
we can't
That is a
distribute-
performance issue. So here
Okay.
you are saying that I am trying to insert 1000 elements. It may happen that out of this 1000 element, 700 elements may go into the fourth location only. Is that your question?
Yeah, is there a way
Yes.
we can distribute evenly or something
No,
like
that
we
is
don't
what
have the-
I'll come to that. See, that means can I say at fourth index 700 nodes are present? Now, how does the get method of a hash map will work? Get of, see, last time inserting this one, AB. This AB is our key. Get of AB. What is the implementation of get method? Can I directly see if it's array list, get of 0 that gives.
Yeah.
But here I have to pass key. Again, I have to
Yeah.
find out a
Hash
hash
code.
code.
Hash.
Again, divided by 16, it will give you index, correct?
Oh,
Now this
yeah,
index
what
will
else?
give you 4. Now here at
Mm.
4, how many nodes are there? 700 nodes, right?
Mhm.
How do I do?
Mhm.
First, I will check. What is the hash code here? 65. Is it matching with hash code here? No. If it is not matching, go to the next node, correct? How do I go? Temp equal to temp dot next, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that like that, how many iterations I need to do? 700. Sorry,
700.
assume that my
Yeah.
element is at last position. So 700 iterations after doing that, hash code will be matched. If the hash
Correct.
code is matched, then I will compare the key. If the key is also matched, then only I will retrieve the value. Here, the problem is, in this approach, you are doing 700 iterations. This is called performance issue in hash map. In hash map till 1.7. Okay. Now, this approach is overcome by tree, B tree concept. B tree is binary tree concept. Binary tree concept in 1.8. So because the tree will have parent, left child, right child, correct?
Yeah.
So what they will do based on it may be a hash code or index, they will divide it. So next time, whenever you want to see, for example, if they are dividing this structure based on a hash code, this is 10, anything less than 10 towards right side, let us take 1000. Anything less than 1000 towards right side, left. Anything
like
greater
a
than
divide
1000,
and
right
conquer.
side. Yeah.
Divide and
So
conquer.
for example, you wanted to find out get of AB. This hash code is 1500. Do you need to traverse all of this? Not needed. You'll compare the hash code with this one and you'll go. Every time you will
Each time
compare
you cut
yes.
half you will cut and go.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how. I mean, like, don't worry. We are going to see this tree concept also future. So that time you will understand better.
Okay.
So whatever you ask the question, that's a problem in the 1.7. That 1.7 problem is overcome in 1.8 by implementing a B tree approach. Now, that's the reason if you look at the code, current hash map code, you see some called tree node something, correct?
In the 1.8
Because-
version.
Yes.
Okay.
Current version, like the minimum version that you can download now is 1.8 only. Before that, you cannot download. You have to go to the OpenJDK.
Yeah.
Hope your question is resolved.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is about a hash map, guys. So, and we have discussed like hash set. In the hash set, in order to see the internal implementation, we have seen, let's go here. I have to call the constructor, correct? Let's see constructor.
No duplicate is not about it.
See, what are they using in the hash set constructor? Hash map only, correct? So that means the internal data structure for a hash set is what? Hash map only, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah. Hash map internal data structure is node.
Yes, hash set internal data structure is hash map only. So hash map does not allow key. So hence hash set does not allow duplicates. But hash map allows, see here, in the hash map, what are you passing? Whenever you call hash map, you are passing key and value, correct? But in the hash set, how many things you are passing?
Only
one, correct? Only thing, one element you are passing, correct? Similar to the list.
Similar to list.
But in the internally, the map requires 2 elements, correct? Now, how is that happening? Let us see. Look at here. Can I say this is the E element that you are passing? And in the put method, they are taking whatever you are passing that as a key. Okay. What is the value?
You cannot be duplicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the value? It's a present. What is the present? Object of object class. That means, can I say it is a constant? It's a global variable. It's a constant variable, correct? And see, that means in the hash set, whenever even if you, let us go. Yeah. So here, whenever I say add A, internally what happens? Map dot put A present. What is the present? Present is nothing but object of object class. Again, whenever you say B comma present, C comma present, D comma present, E comma present.
So the value is going to be the same in the hash set, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So now, and the question is, Using, so does the hash set has a get method? Do you see get method? No. Why does the hash set does not have a get method? Okay, in the array list, what is the use of a get method?
It is a array, it's fetching the value.
Okay, in the hash map, you will pass a key, corresponding key value you will get it, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I say in this example, if I say hash map dot A, what is the value I will get? 123. Hash map dot B, I will get 890, correct? It's a different value.
Yeah.
But in the hash set, whenever you are storing it, what is the value that is getting stored?
Present, the value is present. Key only the real thing.
Yeah. That means if I say set dot get, assume that if it is there, if I pass A, what is the output I will get? Object of object class only, correct? If I
Correct,
pass
which is
B,
going to be
if I
same
pass B,
every-
so that means whatever the element I pass it to the, assume that if there is, see, if the value is different, then it makes sense to use a get method, correct?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
value is a object of object class in the hash set. So what is the point of using a method, right? If you want to create an object of object class, can't you create on your own? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So that's the reason we do not have a get method. This is also one of the important questions that will be asked. Like, why don't we have a
Then
get method in the hash
how
set?
do we retrieve the elements in the set then? Which
So
method?
why, see, whenever you are trying to retrieve, what are you going to retrieve?
The value.
So, but do you need a value here?
It is
Value
in
is
the
same.
key. The
Why do
value
you
is in the
need?
key.
No.
Sorry?
Key is an object, right? Key is different and value is different, right? So
Right,
you are
correct.
passing a key. You know what is a key, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to retrieve a value. Value is a dynamic, correct? Correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Say, for example, if I say my hash set hash map dot, if I say string and value is list. Okay. Now, if I say m dot put, I will put Karthik. And if I say one list means Karthik list. What does the Karthik list will contain? All the information of Karthik, correct? How am I identifying that? Using a keyword called Karthik, correct? Now,
Correct,
similarly, if I
correct.
say Bharati, then here key is Bharati and then that list, correct? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but here, that means here your key, you know the key, correct? Why are you using a get method? To get the value. Am I right?
Mhm.
But here in the hash set, what is the value for each element? Whatever the key that you give, what is the value? It's the same, right?
Mhm.
What is that same? It's nothing but, is it a, what is that? It's an object of object class. So that means,
Correct.
does it make sense to have a get method?
Oh.
No, right? So if you want to, in the hash map does not allow duplicate keys, correct? The same reason hash set does not allow duplicate values. I mean, duplicate elements, correct? Because whatever you pass, how it will be treated? That will be treated as a key.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain it again, sir?
Which one?
The set, I mean, the get method, why we don't need the get method?
Okay.
Why we are not using the get method?
Okay.
From there.
Now, if you look at this one, whenever I'm putting a data, hash map dot put a comma 123. If I say get of, how do I do? Get of a, correct?
Yeah,
What is the output?
1, 2, 3.
Okay. And if I so put b comma 890, get of b, what is the output?
890.
Okay. But in the hash set, what is the internal data structure of a hash set?
Hash map.
Hash map, correct?
Okay.
Right? Now, how many elements you need to store in a hash map? Key and value. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in a hash set, to add method, how many things you are passing? Are you passing 1 or 2?
1.
1. Now let us see what is happening internally. Let us go to add method. See here, What are they doing? Map dot put E comma present. Now look at here. What is E? Can I say whatever the element I passed?
Yeah.
That is going as a key,
Integer.
correct? What is the value?
Okay.
It's present. It's a
Yes.
constant, correct? Look at here. What is the present?
Set of
Can I say object of object class, correct? Now,
Okay.
now whenever I say, now I'm adding A, internally can I say map dot put A comma present happens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is it a local object or global object in add method? Is it creating an object inside this method or outside?
Outside.
That means it's, can I say it's a constant value?
Yeah.
Now, so can I say A, whenever you say A, internally they're saying A dot present, correct?
Mm.
Second time B, can I say B dot present?
Yeah.
That means whatever you are passing, that will be taken as a key. And what is the value of a hash map internally? Present, correct? Now, for example, if I want, if assume that for time being, there is a get method. If I say get of A, what do you get?
Present. Right.
Okay. Yes. If I say get of B, what I will get?
Yeah. Present only, same thing.
So what is the point of getting that, correct? Is it same?
Correct.
Now, what is
Yeah.
present?
That is constant value.
What is that constant value? Can I say object of object class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Object. Yeah. Mm.
Can't you create this on your own? Do you need to use a get method, or can you create an object of object class? Can I create?
Yeah, we can create.
Then what is the point of getting it here, correct? See here, if I use a hash map, why am I using a get method? Because I'm storing a different value, correct?
Correct.
But in the hash set, are you storing a different value?
No.
No. So then, is there any use to have a get method?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Hope you
don't need
understand.
that.
Yeah. So that's the explanation.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And so next, the hash map duplicates and all is there. I will tomorrow also we'll take a backup class. We'll continue. And there are some more things like hash map does not allow duplicates. Why it does not allow? And then comparable and comparator. I will take that. And then I hope everyone have looked at from linked list, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the leftover topics are like hash map. How can I add? Why the hash map is not allowing duplicate keys? Hash set does not allow duplicates. Why? How to sort an array list? Comparable, comparator. That is left. I will take that questions in the tomorrow class. Okay. Now, and one more thing. See, though I have explained here, please don't stop here. Please watch the videos. I have explained here overall a summary, but if you watch the videos, you can fast forward it. If you see now you got something, you understood it, you can forward it and look at it. You don't, if the video is for 1 hour, you don't need to look at 1 hour, right? You can fast forward it and then watch it, because whenever I'm explaining, my intention is to make everyone understand. But whenever you are watching a video, you are only one person. If you understood it, fast forward it. Am I right? That's what we do in movies, right? Whenever there is a song, you'll fast forward it, right? So I request you guys to please watch it. Okay, though you understand it, just watch it. It will be more clear to you. Because so these are the things that you can't get outside. And I'm not saying by studying a book and on. I'm showing you the source code and then talking, correct? So it's better you watch it.
You take a lot of efforts, sir. Sunday you are just revising, you had a class. We have to appreciate your teaching. It's so good.
Yeah. So like that is what, as I mentioned in the previous, see, it's a business, but it is not only a business. Like I just wanted to share my knowledge. The reason is I believe in one thing, like whatever you learn, if you tell it to someone else, it will be forever. I don't need to practice again. Even if you ask me in the sleep, I can write a tree code also. I can write graph. By teaching you guys, it is improving my knowledge. Say, for example, if I don't put the fees, does anyone believe me and then come for free? Government schools are also free. But are we going to the government school? No, we are paying the money and then going to the private school, right? So that means that comes
In
the
fact,
thing.
in fact, today's class, I understood the lot, right? I mean, the way you explained the two string, the ASCII and 32 power something, how the hash code things, that's a very good explanation. And also many other stuff I can tell. You have taken a lot of effort. I can see the energy you are driving the class to. So appreciate you all your effort.
Yeah, thank you. So if you look at the videos, guys, it is more explanation, like it is a more elaborative manner. You just watch only once. Don't think that it will be waste of another 10 hours of you. No, you fast forward it and watch it. Okay. And then you try to explain anyone, or like you try to put on paper, like whatever I explained, it looks good whenever I'm explaining. But if you write the code or write the things on your own, then you will be stuck somewhere. Next day, you will ask me the doubt. Then I will explain so that that question never comes. See, the only thing you need to be practice, if you look at in schools, we used to say mathematics you need to practice, English you need to study, right? Everyone used to say, did you read mathematics? No. Everyone used to ask, did you practice mathematics? Am I right? Why? Because if you read the mathematics, you don't get it. You need to practice. Similarly, coding is something you have to practice. And coming classes, whenever we are discussing about a stack and queue, trees, these are so much important, like interesting, guys. Say, generally, if someone is asking you to write a stack, it is difficult, but I can guarantee you that I can make easy, but you need to practice. Now, I can say that whenever I was explaining the linked list, some of you guys have written the code. Though, see, in colleges also we used to write, but we used to butify the code and write. But the concept that I explained, you visualize that concept and then added a code, and you know why are we writing node.temp equal to tempo.next? Why should I not take some other variable? What happens, etc. Right? So if you practice, you will get a questions. And I am not asking for you guys to practice more than 30 minutes. Just put a clock and then practice for 30 minutes. And you will be able to answer any question. Even you may not be able to provide 100% answer, but at least 70% answer you will be providing. So in the interview also, they will look at whether you have the ability to answer it or not. They don't look at whether you are arriving at right solution or not, right? Any questions? So if no question, that's all, guys. Tomorrow also we'll continue. I'll put that in so tomorrow also will be a backup class, and we'll discuss about the duplicates, hash map, why does not hello hash map duplicate keys, and then comparator, comparable, and then that will be end of backup, and then you can continue linked list, and then stack queues, etc. Okay. So if no question, that's all for today, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.